All right, so I first want to thank you, everyone who left comments, positive comments on my last video. I really appreciate it. Just appreciate comments in general, but especially positive ones. So I do appreciate that, and thank you all for that. So I know I said yesterday that I wasn't going to do one today. I was going to take a break. I thought about it, and I kind of wanted to do one today. Just something short, kind of fun, just something to watch mainly. And I'm gonna go watch The Stand on Wednesday. I think it's called The Stand or something. It's a Stephen King show, and I'm gonna see if I like it or not. And if I do, there'll be a review on it either later that day or the next day, or even the next day after that. So, but for right now, this is the review for Willy Wonderland. It is a 2021 small budget indie film horror. It is unfortunately a Nick Cage movie. Now, I guess Nick Cage really loves doing these weird indie films, as I've seen him putting out a lot the past 4 years. I haven't watched most of them. I'm not necessarily a big Nick Cage fan anymore. I was in the 90s when I was a kid, and the early 2000s, but, you know, I'm just not really into his acting skills anymore, or the lack there is. The plot of this is Nick Cage's car gets a flat tire. It's on purpose, and in order to pay off the bills to the guy who's fixing his car, he has to work at this old abandoned kind of pretty much a Chuck E. Cheese ripoff horror place where they sacrifice people there, and they con people out of the city, the town, little town, to sacrifice them to satisfy these puppets, these robotic animated you know what I mean, puppets that are killing people. Now, what I got from this trailer, and I've heard there was rumors that they were going to make a Friday Night's, what is it called? Fun at Freddy Nights, I think it is called. I'll have the correction up there, but I don't really play it. I've seen a streamer play it before, and to me, it's because of my age and what I'm also into, more into like shoot 'em up games and that type of stuff, like Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, you know, Star Wars, Red Dead Redemption, you know, it goes on and on. So it was really not my type of game. I thought it was stupid, but then again, it's my personal opinion. I do have no hate towards people who play it, but this is what it reminds me of, Friday Nights at Freddy's. And I think this is the movie they were talking about, because I've been trying to think, because they mentioned it earlier last year that they were making it, and I think they said Nicolas Cage. But it's, I wasn't going into this expecting much to it, honestly. You knew going into this that there was something going to be funny about it, because, one, this is a Nick Cage small budget film, and his films would be like that, and they have that type of colored tint version of it that is, I guess you could say, of the black and white, or the dark kind of yellowish black tint to it of Aliens. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. There was another film like that, Sky Sharks, and I think there was another one before that I was trying to describe that as, and this is what I came up with, was the a colored version of Aliens. The first three. I only saw the first three, sorry. So, as I said, his acting is not necessarily the best. So you get with these Nicolas Cage movies, and you get this like full-on type of thing with this, and this was this hilarious, one of the many things, along with just all the acting and the stupidness of it, is this whole time he was acting that cool, slick, brooding type of look to him. And, you know, it's just, the whole time he was doing it, and then his character was a bit kind of kooky. I think the teen girl in here that it second evolves around actually did a better job than Nicolas Cage. I don't know if that's technically saying something, but she did a decent job, or a good job compared to him and the others. You know, it's just like, I thought this was going to be, you know, I honestly didn't know what I thought this was going to be. I thought it was going to be something kind of lame, kind of weird. The opening scene with the guy who is being dragged away, which sets up the whole thing to the girl. I mean, he was just, it was flat out hysterical. The over dramatic long shots close up shots of him doing random stuff with dramatic music, and then the shots from him from the sink, and just all these different shots, and it's like they were trying to make this a horror, but it turned out to be more of a horror comedy, if that makes any sense. And they didn't. The movie is not that long. It was 100. I mean, it was an hour and 30 some minutes. It looks like, but like within 10 minutes of the film, he starts just randomly killing these puppets. And how he does it is just like really gory, but also really hilarious at the same time. It wasn't like the gore type of hilarious that was Sky Sharks, where it was like so overdone, but it was definitely just really dramatic and really stupid, because it wasn't even blood. It was oil and gas and stuff from him, and then he reaches and rips it out. And there was actually some of his fight scenes were a bit pretty unrealistic. There was even a scene in here, and you get with these stupid horror movies, is typical, I don't know what the word is, it slips my mind, but you just typical thing with them where you got people doing stupid stuff, making just stupid decisions. This one was really stupid. So these young couple are in there, and they go into to save Nicolas Cage, right, with the friends. And so there's this one slutty girl, and there's this kind of typical black kind of gangster teen guy, kid. And so they're a couple, and so they know what's all about this place, and they know that people are getting killed. They even watch people getting killed, even been attacked. And so when they split up, they automatically go to the room where the sex offenders sacrificed themselves and did a transfer into these things. And then they just start having sex. Just like randomly, for no reason. They just did it. I mean, there was a little bit of a setup to it, but it's why? Why would you do that? That was just stupid. I thought that was like the stupidest thing. There's definitely some plot holes in this. They do ending up explaining what led up to this place being haunted, which I thought was interesting type of story. But what they didn't explain, and I wish they would, is why. First off, why didn't he talk? Why didn't Luke? They didn't explain his whole character, Nick Cage's character, of why he didn't talk the whole time. What was up with the pop cans, which I originally thought were kind of homemade beer, but they showed at the end it was pop. And why he had his watch on every time, and why he would have, every time his watch off would go off constantly during this, he would stop what he's doing and go chug down a pop, and then go play a pinball scene, and they'd have a montage with that. They didn't really explain that to me, and honestly I wish they would have explained that too. I think it would have been a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie, I actually liked this movie. I wouldn't go as far as to say it was a good movie. It was definitely a stupid movie, and if I watched his other movies, they would probably be as stupid as this, with lack of stuff. And another thing, why was it that when he would get scratched by the thing, he wouldn't die? There's a part in there where it's just like, like constantly with big claws, and he didn't die. He just went into the pit and came back out. And he had cuts on his shirt, but they didn't have, you could clearly see his skin, so there wasn't like any blood or anything. So they didn't really explain a whole lot to this. And I think I wish they would. It would have been a little more enjoyable, but at the same time, I did enjoy it. But again, it was a stupid film. So as all this being said, this is what I would rate. Yeah, I mean, I did like it, but it was a really stupid film, and for a rating that's pretty good, pretty decent. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are into this stuff, these type of kind of corny films that are low budget films. I'm one of them, somewhat depending on it. I thought, you know, it was what it was. It was what it was. And that's all I really have to say to this film. There's not much else other than that. I described it to you. You go watch it if you want, but don't pay $19.99 for rent for this on iTunes. I did that. I wanted to watch the movie. It was very interesting of an idea, I guess, from how they did the idea of it. Of the poster, that's what caught my eye, and then I watched the trailer and I thought, you know, this would be interesting to watch. It is what it is. Unfortunately, I did waste my money. I would say I wasted it, but yeah, I got long enough. I love you all, and I will see you whenever I can get back to doing reviews after the TV show, if I do. There's not much anything else to watch, so in my opinion, that interests me enough to spend my time and money and do this. So anyways, skull everyone, stay safe, and I love you all.